Welcome back to my channel, JT Reads. Today we're going to have a little walk through what I read in December. So as part of my TBR game, I had 4 prompts that I needed to use in the month. I also had a wild card, which means that I can read anything I like. And I also had a double up bonus card, which means I can use 2 prompts for 1 book. So starting with the books that I read as part of my TBR game, my first card was a book from a subscription, and I used my double up bonus and also used the prompt a hardback book. And as part of my Evernight subscription, I read this. It says Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. It's a sci-fi horror. Cover's amazing. Look at the end papers. She's pretty cool. She's a big deal. And I ended up rating this 3 stars. I just realised I broke my nail and I'm really sad about it because they were my Christmas nails. So if you see that, just pretend you didn't. I rated this 3 stars and I really liked the idea of it. It was perhaps a little more sci-fi than horror, but I did really enjoy it. So 3 stars from me. And completed 2 prompts. My next prompt was a book described as funny, which is tough for me. I'm looking at my shelves and I'm thinking I don't read a lot of funny books. I like dark and twisted and sick. But challenge was accepted and challenge was completed. I read this as part of my village book club that I joined this month. It's not my cup of tea. I think it's a crime, thriller, comedy, mishmash of genres, and crime thrillers aren't usually my thing anyway. But I did find it funny. I did laugh a couple of times where I did the, blowing air through the nose sort of laugh, which is about all you're going to get from me. And I ended up rating it 3 stars because I did enjoy it. I got through it so quickly. I think I read it in perhaps 4 days, so that's quite fast for me. And it was fine. So 3 stars, a good book. And a completed prompt. My next prompt was my favourite prompt. Less than 250 pages. I love a short book. So satisfying. And for the prompt, I read Medusa by Jessie Burton. I actually have the miniaturist on my shelf somewhere. Why can't I see you? Do I own you? I saw it. Don't panic. I do own it. You're just going to have to trust me because I'm not pulling it down from my shelves. It's packed in amongst other hardbacks, but I do own it. But I think that this was a good way to see if I liked the writer's style before diving into a really long book. I assume it's long. It's chunky, but I don't know how big the text is. I've not actually looked at it. It was free. But this, amazing. 5 stars. What a way to end the year. My last prompt was a wild card, meaning I can read whatever I like. And because it was December and it's the only time of year I like to pick up a romance, I wanted a festive romance, and I already know that I love the author, and so I read this. And it is a sequel to... What is it a sequel to? Oh, it is a sequel to this, Jenny Colgan's The Christmas Bookshop. And look, I'm pretty sure I rated that last year 4, maybe even 5 stars. It was the exact kind of Christmas romance that I wanted, but this was supposed to be a sequel, and it was. It followed the plot of the first book. It was, I think, a year later, and it had a happy ending, which is all I want from a Christmas romance, but it was lacking the Christmas part, which is strange for a book that has Christmas in the title. And considering how festive the first one was, I was a little bit disappointed at the lack of festivities, but still enjoyed it. Rated it 3 stars, so it was good. It was good. So they were all of my TBR game prompts, meaning that I completed December, which means I get extra coins to use next month, but we'll come to my TBR game in a video coming up soon. I did read a few extra books this month because I was just on a roll and having a good time. So I read Bookshops Bonedust, almost forgot the title, which is, as you probably already know, the prequel to Legends and Lattes, which I read last year. My copy is behind me somewhere, and it's so pretty. It has orange sprayed edges with little cinnamon buns on. I couldn't find the sprayed edges version of this, but the covers are the same, so we can't win them all. High fantasy, low stakes, cozy, cozy, cozy. I rated it 4 stars. I had a good time. I listened to the audiobook whilst reading, and that's what I did for the first book, and I found that was just a really nice way to immerse myself in the cozy vibes. I listened to another festive romance on audiobook, which was this, and had a good time. This was the festive romance that I was looking for, but didn't quite get from Jenny Colgan's. I rated it 4 stars. It was exactly what I was looking for. They get together at the end, happy ending. There's snow and stuff. That's all I really am looking for. The bar is not set very high. Last up in December, I read Watching Women and Girls by Danielle Pender, and this was part of a reading vlog I did a couple of weeks ago. It took me quite a long time to finish, considering it is quite short and it's short stories, which usually I find quite quick to get through. But I did enjoy it. It was a 3-star read for me. This is the issue with short stories, because some were 5-star reads and some were 2-star reads, and so I have to kind of go on an average of 3 stars, because overall I enjoyed it, but found the bad stories bad. Either way, would recommend. It's a feminist social commentary, so it's quite powerful and interesting, and it is enjoyable. Do recommend. Try it yourself, you know? And that is it. Those are the 7 books, including the audiobooks, that I read this month. Overall, I read 1,243 pages, which is a pretty average month for me, I would say, and I listened to 31 hours of audiobooks. That is good. My average rating was 3.57, so an okay reading month, not amazing. I've had better for sure, but an okay one. I wasn't too disappointed by anything I read. And my most popular genre for the month was romance. That has never happened before. Interesting. I'll wait. Anyway, it's not often that romance is my most read genre in a month, so we'll see what January brings. Hopefully lots and lots of disgusting horror. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see any other videos that I posted, I'll put them on the screen here. Hope you have a lovely new year. Bye!